Hello, welcome to Ragnarok Radio. I'm Kiro Spellman, and let's talk about fear. Fear is the reason why I have not done any videos. Fear is the reason why I don't do half of the things that I want to do. Fear is a very powerful motivator and a very powerful destroyer. And at this point in my life, I have begun to choose not to allow it to destroy me. But not everybody has. This is why I want to talk about fear. I'm not sure what direction this channel is going to go in, and I'm afraid that it's going to fail. I don't know what direction I'm going to go in, and I'm afraid that I'm going to fail. But at some point, if I don't start, I've failed before I even began. And that's always been the issue. Wondering how to start, how to do something correctly, how to get from point A to point B in the most perfect way possible. And honestly, that's just not truly possible. I've learned that I can plan as much as I want. I can try to think ahead as much as I can. And it still may not be enough to understand what's going to come next for me. And that is horrifying. It's one of the biggest reasons why people just stop. Why people won't do anything. Because they're afraid that they're going to have to relearn. They're afraid they're going to have to update. They're afraid they're going to have to come into something new. Because fear, the only thing fear does is prevent you from acquiring something new. Fear stops us from moving forward. Anything that we move forward with is new to us. Fear keeps us in the back. Fear keeps us looking at all the old things, all of the past, and keeps us there, locks us down in that area. I know from personal experience because I am afraid right now in this moment. I'm afraid to even put out this video, but I'm going to do it because if I don't, there's not going to be any use in me doing this in the first place. I will have had failed before I even started to allow fear to get to me before I have even done what I'm deciding to do. In my life, I want to be a writer. I want to be a suit actor. A weird thing to want to be. Look it up. But in addition to all these things, I also want to be an actor. I want to be a stuntman, which is similar to suit actor, but not really. I have a lot of things that I want to be. Most of them range around the film area or writing, comic books, stuff like that. It's what I enjoy. And because of that being what I enjoy, it's what I want to do. I've set many goals for myself in the hopes that one of them will lead me down a path that will get me to where I want to be. I'm not 100% sure where I want to be, but I know that if I never start anything, I'll never get anywhere. One of my goals, completely 100%, I'm not going to say 100%, because that would be fearful. But one of my goals is that I want to play Spider-Man 2099. If they ever have a live-action 2099, I want to be him. Now, whether that's going to happen, whether I'd even be allowed to play Spider-Man 2099, no clue. I have no idea. But I know that is something that I want to do. I know that that's one of my for sure goals because it's been like a childhood type of thing ever since I first read Spider-Man 2099, which if you don't know who that is, look it up. Greatest Spider-Man I've ever seen in my life. The way it's written, everything about it, that's a video for another time. But if I don't ever do anything, I'm never going to get to that point. I'm never going to be able to be that person who would even be considered for that. And I don't know how I'm going to get there. But I'm going to try. I'm sure as hell going to try. And this is why I want to talk about fear. There are people out there right now who want the next step to come. They want to be able to move on and grasp their future. They want to grasp the things that they see in front of them, but they just can't because something is telling them, no, stop, don't do it. You don't know what's going to happen. And you don't. I don't know what's going to happen after I put out this video. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know anything. But what I do know is that if I never start, it'll never happen in the first place. I know that I don't take that step forward, if I don't take that leap, if I don't decide for myself what I'm going to do, I'm never going to do anything. I'm at a very critical point in my life, I think. I think once you get to your 20s, you get to a critical point. It's a do or die moment. At least that's what fear would have you think. If I fail right now, I'm not going to stop. 20s or not. Nothing will ever stop me. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep pushing through, and one day, something is going to happen for me. But being fearful is not going to help that. I'm afraid of something that I don't know. I'm afraid of something that I can't see, that I can't predict. And that's the part that makes me afraid. But the part that shouldn't make me afraid is the fact that I have no idea what I should really be afraid of. Besides failure, I don't know. But that's the whole thing with failure, is that you can't be afraid of that. You have to be ready to get up and to push on, no matter what's going to happen. No matter how many times you fall down, no matter what happens, you got to get up and you got to keep going. You got to keep doing. You got to keep taking the next step. Everybody talks about how they failed numerous times. They failed. And then they got up and they did it and it worked out. And there's somebody now who hasn't failed at all, but they also haven't taken any steps forward. Every failure is a guaranteed step forward. And I'll tell you why. Everybody's heard this before. Every time you fail, you learn, you grow, you move forward. No matter what you think. Even if you think you've taken 2 steps back, when you look at that situation, you now know maybe what you did wrong. Excuse me. What you did right. What you couldn't have done better. That's the way that I'm trying to live my life right now. No matter how many times I fail, I want to get up. I want to do better. I want to keep going. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the best at something. I want people to one day look and go, wow, that guy and whatever he did, he is great. And that's my goal. I want to have people see me and go, I'm really proud of him. And I want to see myself and go, how did I even get here? And I'll remember this video. I'll remember the second step on my journey. And I'll remember how I got there. All the work, all the blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm not sure how or what my next step is going to be. This video is one of my steps. I don't know what my next video is going to be. Maybe it'll be Spider-Man 2099, just so I can talk about something I really, really like, instead of talking about this philosophical stuff all the time. But the idea of this channel is that it's me. It's what I am, what I do, what I think about. So I'm going to take this next step. And I'm going to hope that this next step becomes a stride. And I'm going to run with it. And I'm going to do whatever I can to continue. So, if you made it all the way through to the end, I appreciate you taking some time to get some R&R, and I'll see you around.